Jane Goodall, a voice of the chimpanzees and the human race, has explored Tanzania, has encountered chimpanzees, and exchanged hope with all she encounters. Dr. Goodall is an inspiration to us all.
This outstanding woman was born 82 years ago on April 3, 1934 as Valerie Jane Morris Goodall. When she was born, she was gifted a big stuffed chimpanzee named Jubilee from her parents, Mortimer Herbert Morris Goodall and Margaret Miffany Joseph. Her father was often absent, but her mother was a strong presence in her life.
When Dr. Goodall was 18 months old, she got into her bed with a handful of earthworms and wondered, how do they move without legs? This is what sparked her love for all animals. Later, she sat in the henhouse for 5 hours just to see a chicken lay an egg. Then, in 1938, her sister Judith was born.
Goodall was also inspired by the movies, plays, and books of Dr. Dolittle as well as Tarzan. Both of these refer to the great chimpanzees. This inspired little Goodall to see chimpanzees as beautiful creatures early on in her life.
Dr. Goodall graduated high school in 1952. After high school, Goodall went to Oxford and became the secretary since she could not afford to go to college.
In 1956, Jane Goodall's friend invited her to go to Kenya and live with her family, so Jane Goodall quit her job as a secretary. In 1957, at age 23, Goodall traveled to Kenya by boat with her friend. She had finally gotten a golden opportunity to do what she loved, studying animals.
On that trip, she met her soon-to-be boss, Dr. Louis S.B. Leakey. Goodall told Leakey many things about Africa and its culture. Leakey then hired Goodall as his assistant, for he knew she had great potential.
Leakey then invited Goodall to come with him and his wife to Tanzania for a fossil hunt, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. She was pleased to be invited and agreed to go with them. This is where Leakey gave Goodall her first assignment to study chimpanzees in Africa.
Goodall fought to be given the right for her as a woman to go alone to Tanzania and study chimpanzees. Months later, Britain let Goodall go, accompanied by Van, her mother. Dr. Katrina Mott has studied and met Dr. Jane Goodall and has done her dissertation on the Roots and Shoots Foundation.
And when she got to Africa, it opened her eyes to a world that she never even realized existed.
Goodall would go to Gombe Stream Chimpanzee Reserve in western Tanzania, and her mother, Van, would be with her for the first 3 months. Jane had to be patient so she could encounter the chimpanzees. Every day she waited, silently, watching these amazing creatures. While waiting, she was allowed time to explore Gombe, and Goodall seized the opportunity with great enthusiasm.
Jane Goodall waited almost a year before the chimpanzees stopped running in fear from her. But one day, one single chimpanzee made a big break and walked up to Goodall. Her first encounter with the chimpanzee had finally occurred.
When the chimpanzees finally accepted Goodall, her study officially began. Jane Goodall was able to get close to them. As she said, I offered Chimp David Graybeard fruit on my outstretched hand, and he turned his head away. I put my hand closer, and he took the fruit.
Goodall then became closer to all of the chimpanzees that she encountered and earned their trust just like the one before. She gave each an individual name and knew them by it. The first of many things that she learned about the chimpanzees is the meat-eating skills that they have. This discovery helped Goodall discover that chimpanzees can be very violent.
Chimpanzees have a tendency to attack lone chimps that roam into their territory. This shows that they can indeed be very vicious.
Goodall was able to learn so many new things about the chimpanzees. Since she had just discovered something new, the men she worked with took her seriously. She continued her studies and worked very hard.
One of Jane Goodall's greatest discoveries is that chimpanzees can use tools. Goodall observed a chimpanzee poke a stick into a termite mound and then pull it out and eat the termites on a stick.
Before, we thought humans were the only animals to use tools. She proved we are more like the chimpanzees than we might think we are.
It remains for me to comment on the ways in which chimpanzees are so like us.
She showed chimpanzees are an important animal that is worth saving.
As I began traveling around Africa talking about the problems faced by chimpanzees and their vanishing forests, I realized more and more how so many of Africa's problems could be laid at the door.
Now, we must redefine tools, redefine man, or accept chimpanzees as humans. So her co-worker, Louis Leakey, once she had discovered tools chimpanzees had made and used.
In 1962, Jane Goodall was accepted and went to Cambridge University for a doctorate degree since her research was widely known. Many people thought of her highly. However, some people distrusted her claims, one reason being that she named her chimpanzees instead of using numbers.
National Geographic thought of her work highly and sent a photographer to take pictures of her encounters with the chimpanzees. The photographer that they sent's name was Hugo van Lawick. In 1963, Goodall posted her first article with National Geographic called My Life with Chimpanzees.
After that, Hugo van Lawick knocked Jane Goodall off her feet, and they got married in 1964. Then they had a son, which they named Hugo Eric Louis van Lawick, also known as Scrub.
In 1965, Goodall earned her PhD in ethology, the study of animal behavior. Later that year, National Geographic gave Goodall the funds to build aluminum buildings in Gombe, which were the new research bases. These research bases have an important role because without them there would not be the Gombe Stream Research Center, and Goodall could not have made the groundbreaking discoveries that we know of today.
She separated with her previous husband in 1974 and married Derek Bryson in 1975, who also works in the same field as Dr. Goodall, working with chimpanzees. Then, in 1977, she opened the Jane Goodall Institute for Wildlife Research, which was her way to share her studies with the world.
Jane Goodall soon founded Roots and Shoots in 1991, determined to better the environment by teaching children to care about their world.
Olivia Colombo is a member of the Youth Council of Roots and Shoots, and she has met Jane Goodall and attended several of her speeches.
She impacted them by giving them an opportunity to thrive and use their passion and make a change.
The Jane Goodall Institute is a non-profit organization all around the world. There are many things that the Jane Goodall Institute does, such as fundraising for orphan chimps at the Chimpauga Chimpanzee Rehabilitation Center.
These foundations are going to live, she's 80 years old, they're going to live way beyond her, and they're going to keep changing the world even after she's gone. So by starting them now, she'll impact people for generations. People have an opportunity to change the world how they want to. With me, she always tells everyone that if you focus on all of the issues that this world has, you're going to become incredibly overwhelmed because there's so many things that are wrong in this world and so many things that we want to change. But if you just pick your one little slice of the pie that you want to make better, you just take that one thing and focus on it.
In 1980, Jane's second husband, Derek, passed away from cancer. Later, she began groundwork for Chimpanzee, an organization made to research captive chimpanzees and make their lives better.
In 1987, Goodall decides to leave Gombe and focus her work on saving the chimpanzees and their habitat. She traveled extensively and still does today, making speeches all across the world. She has made the world a better place for chimpanzees and for us, stopping deforestation and teaching communities how to better the environment.
The Lake Tanganyika Catchment Reforestation and Education Project, dedicated to teaching communities to respect themselves and the environment, was started in 1994.
Jane Goodall has truly made a dent in the world. She has changed the place we live in for the better, and her first encounter with the chimpanzees will never be forgotten.
And she, from that point forward, took her passion for and her love for chimpanzees and spread the word of conservation and protection for all wildlife and changing how we look at animals and how we protect animals in the wild.
Jane went on to explore the world, exchanging hope with all she encountered and spreading peace and friendship.
And she revolutionized the way scientists study animals. She was the first person to discover that chimpanzees use tools and that they are closer to humans than we ever thought.
Here is a quote from the great Dr. Jane Goodall that reflects her personality exactly. The least I can do is speak out for those who cannot speak for themselves.